Hello, guys. Welcome to another exciting edition of X Code. Today we'll be discussing sports, and the season is gradually approaching, and we are still in the mood of the preseason. So we'll be discussing the preseason friendly between Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspurs. Now, if you are not aware of the season calendar, you will think this is actually the Premier League because both teams they came prepared and none of them is actually taking this game as a Premier League. Because my thought and my ideology with respect to preseason is the results don't matter. All that matters is the coach trying to see how he can enforce his ideas into the player so that the player they get accustomed to his philosophy of what he wants to do. So that by the time the season starts properly, they are probably maybe up to a reasonable level of how they can be able to process the coach idea in the playing field. But these two teams, it's a London derbies and all the London club, they always have a bit of banter against themselves. The game ended 1-0. Tottenham won. Are you surprised? Tottenham won the game 1-0. Courtesy of Sa. Well, let's dive straight to the match talking points. I want you to like the video, share the video, and drop a comment in the comment section. That is one way via which you can be able to support Ixco with what he's actually doing, bringing you guys content with respect to sport, and also we don't leave the business side of it. So we try to see how we can balance it. Well, the game, the first half and the second half, there was it was a shift. Yes, in the first half it was pretty even. You could not see any gulf in class between Arsenal and Spurs, especially when you consider when where these two teams finished last season. There was no much gap with respect to what I saw in the first half. In fact, most of the goal scoring opportunity came in favor of Spurs. Spurs hit the bar three times in the first half before they finally got the goal. Yes, Poro was the first person that has the opportunity to hit the bar, and that thing he did made me to really mention it. The guy almost scored from a corner kick play. Poro almost scored from a corner. In fact, if that ball had entered, it would have been a shame on Raya. And after that, Arsenal they felt like we are the big boys. London is red. The goal they scored, that Tottenham scored, it was pure blunder from Arsenal. They goofed, especially Raya. Yes, with respect to that ball, because the moment he passed the ball to Lewis Kelly, Lewis Kelly tried his best to see how he can be able to dribble. He was oozing in confidence, knowing fully well that I've break into the team, and he lost the ball. Even though he was clamoring that it was a foul, it wasn't a foul. And Raya, in fact, I've been saying before the goal came that Raya is no more a goalkeeper. The distance of where he is to his post was just too wide. And I was just saying, who is that player in Spurs that will do what Alonso normally does? And finally, the moment Richarlison won the ball, Sarr got the ball, knowing fully well that Raya is nowhere close to his post. All he did was to hit it almost 40 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Raya was helpless. It became 1-0. At that point in time, because the goal came very early in the 45th minute, so they just managed it. And the moment second half started, Arsenal they upped the tempo. But funny enough is that they didn't really have any killer instinct. Vicario was not really called into any much action, and that is a hell on the part of Arteta. That shows that Arteta, you have a lot of work to do, even though that they will say that all the new signings that they brought, they've not really gelled together But Ateta, you have a lot of work to do because if you fail to win the season, especially either the EPL or the Champions League, but I feel your focus should be on the EPL, the sledgehammer, don't be surprised if it is actually raised on you. Because the second half, yes, they tried to do some play here and there, but there was no really bite. And I was eager. I was just saying to me within myself that Arteta, bring in your weapon of mass destruction, Gukeres, that you've bought. And Gukeres came. He played for came in the 76 minutes, so he played 14 minutes plus 6 minutes at a time. So just approximately 20 minutes. And I guess it seems like Tottenham Hotspur has shown up other Premier League team on how to handle Gutierrez because if I will give a fair judgment, even though somebody may argue that 14, 20 minutes is not enough time for you to give a player that just came to a new club who had just one season, one section of training, but it shows that because uh, Frank, what Thomas Frank did was to give Gukeres one of the CB and ensure that he cut all the supplies that comes to Bucharest. So if you want to hold Bucharest, this is an expo for other opponent team that wants to play Arsenal. If you want to hold Bucharest, ensure that supply does not get to him. And that's the deficiency for strikers. Once you cut the supply, they are as good as nothing. Because Bucharest, that's 14, 20 minutes, Camo, zero highlights. Sorry to say. There's somebody that caught my eyes and my attention, and that's Dalma. Young lad, and I was like, who is this guy? He has a lot of charisma. Whenever he holds the ball, he's so confident, knowing fully well he's going to beat this player. And Spurs, they became scared of him, so they have to give him two men to checkmate him all the time. I guess that's one weapon that Arsenal should be able to unleash once the season fully kickstarts. Don't loan that guy. That guy is good. So drop your comment in the comment section and tell me what's your take concerning the game between Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur, London derby. The game is played in Okong. Congratulations to Spurs.